Dodgers Dugout Slight majority wants Trevor Bauer to play for Dodgers next season. Hi, and welcome to another edition of Dodgers Dugout. My name is Houston Mitchell, and spring training is just around the corner. Okay, around the corner and down the street a bit, but it's definitely getting closer. Last week, I asked you to vote in an unscientific poll as to whether the Dodgers should keep Trevor Bauer or release him. And, after 19,193 votes, the results are in. Keep him, 51.2%. Release him, 48.8%. Many people emailed with their thoughts on why they voted the way they did. Most of the people who voted keep him fell into two distinct camps. 1. He was found innocent in a court of law and should be allowed to play. Well, Bauer wasn't found innocent in a court of law. The district attorney's office decided not to prosecute him, determining there was insufficient evidence to prove beyond a reasonable doubt that Bauer committed a crime. Plus, you are found innocent in a court of law, you are found not guilty. Not guilty is a legal finding by the jury that the prosecution has not met its burden of proof. It's also important to note that the arbitrator found that Bauer did violate the league's sexual assault and domestic abuse policy, which is a big reason his entire suspension wasn't overturned, and left in place the longest suspension for this type of violation in MLB history. There also was more than just the San Diego woman making accusations, there were two other women. We don't know what the arbitrator learned from witnesses who testified, because, as part of MLB's policy, it can't be released. When Bauer's attorneys asserted that the denial of the San Diego woman's attempt to get a restraining order necessarily meant Bauer had not committed assault or battery, a federal court ruled the denial just meant Bauer was not a threat to harm the woman in the future. In November, U.S. District Judge James Selna ruled that the state court proceedings did not necessarily decide that Bauer did not batter or sexually assault her. 2. The woman asked for it, so it's not a big deal. A surprising and disappointing number of people wrote in saying this. All I can say is if you believe this, then you have problems that are far beyond the ability of this newsletter to help you with. So now the ball is in the Dodgers' court. They have until Friday to activate him or release him. For those of you hoping for a trade, that seems extremely unlikely. Putting all the off-the-field issues aside and speaking from just a baseball sense, why give up anything for a guy who hasn't pitched in 22 months? Especially when most reports say the Dodgers are going to release him? And he can't be sent to the minors because he has enough service time to refuse the assignment. What do the players think? None have commented publicly, but according to Bill Shaken, the front office has been told at least some players want Bauer back. People with knowledge of the situation but not authorized to speak publicly told the Times. The Dodgers owe him $22.5 million next season, which puts them right up against the payroll luxury tax threshold of $233 million. Which also means they probably won't be adding any more players if they wish to remain below the threshold and reset their penalty for the 2024 season. So, with all that said, we will go back to focusing on on-field issues with the Dodgers. Justin Turner turns red. Not too long after the Dodgers signed J.D. Martinez to a one-year, $10 million deal, fan favorite Justin Turner agreed to a two-year, $22 million deal with the Boston Red Sox. Turner can opt out after the first year. This brings to an end, for now, his Dodger career. Turner signed as a free agent with the Dodgers before the 2014 season, the news of which was met by a collective who, by Dodger fans. Up till then, Turner was a career .260/.323/.362 hitter with 8 home runs and 841 at-bats. And then, something happened. This .260 hitter suddenly hit .340 with 7 homers and 288 at-bats in 2014. Dodger fans took notice. But was it a fluke? No. Turner became the Dodgers' best hitter and the heart of the offense. Over the next 6 seasons, he hit .294, .275, .322, .312, .290, and .307, with solid defensive play at third base. He quickly became almost everyone's favorite Dodger. He slowed a bit the last 2 seasons, But even though 2022 was considered a bit of a down year, he still had an OPS plus of 116, meaning he was 16% better than the average hitter. In 9 seasons with the Dodgers, Turner hit .296/.375/.490 with 156 home runs. He had many memorable moments, including a walk-off homer in Game 2 of the 2017 National League Championship Series and a diving tag/double play in Game 7 of the 2020 NLCS. But it's not only the on-field Turner the Dodgers will miss. He and his wife, Courtney, were very active in the community, particularly with Children's Hospital LA with many visits to the patients there. But my favorite thing Turner did was during almost every Dodger home game. Most games, the Dodgers will introduce a military hero of the game, a person they bring on field who has served in the armed forces. Quite often, these people will have been wounded in battle or done something heroic. They are introduced and the fans are told what they did, and they usually get a lengthy ovation as they walk back to their seat. Leaving the field, they always are led up the aisle next to the Dodger dugout. Waiting for them there very quietly at the edge of the dugout each time was Turner, who shook their hand, said a few words and gave them an autograph ball. It was a nice, quiet gesture, done with Turner not wanting to bring attention to himself. So yes, Justin Turner will be missed in many ways.